Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Outlaw 2044, and we're playing Path of Exile 2. So I decided to do a series. I'm going to call it From Zero to Hero. And I'm going to take you through each step by step of a build from the beginning onward. Most of the builds that are out there right now, I don't see very many leveling builds. Mostly what I see is end game builds, which is a completely different kind of beast. So for your leveling build, I like to focus on a couple of things. Mainly, I like to play range. I find that the ranger is the easiest to play because of the skills that it has and access to, and the clear, which is how fast you can clear a map. The ranger is probably one of the better ones that I've found. For now, for the early release, this is 2025, so I don't know what they're going to come up with the next 6 classes, and one of those classes might be better later on. But for now, we're gonna do the Ranger class in this early access game. So first off is we got to pick the class. So let's go create. We've loaded it up. We've bought it. We've purchased Path of Exile 2, and we're loaded it up. And then we're going to create a character. The standard and hardcore, we're going to go hardcore is, you die permanently, I believe. I haven't played it yet. So standard is standard. So we're going to play standard. You can click on each one of these and it'll tell you a little bit about them, but we're going to just pick the ranger. And we're going to give it a name.
An outcast, lurking among the shadows of the trees like an animal. You murdered one of my soldiers in the name of a filthy thief. Your guilt is clear. Plead for mercy, if
Nope.
you must.
Alright, so first thing we got to figure out a name. So names have to be unique. I use a fantasy name generator. I'm just going to click into it so I can show you what I'm talking about. This is just a normal one. There is nothing special about this. I just Googled fantasy name generator. I put in a female, 10 results, human ranger, generate names, and I've got 10 names. So let's try one of these. You can't have a space, so I'm going to which one looks good to us? Huh? Aria Greenleaf, Angeline Hartman, whatever. Let's see. Rowan Moon song sounds kind of fun. Sounds a little witchy too. So let's do that. So we're gonna copy that. Go back to the game. Paste it in as a single word. See, there's no spaces allowed. Let's see. I don't think anybody's taken it, so let's see. Hey, somebody already. That's funny. So somebody used the same generator apparently, and generated this name. All right, so let's find another one. Let's copy that one. That's funny. Hey, nobody used that name. Okay, good. So, all right, there is no character creation. This is your character creation right here. You start the game as is. So the great thing about this game is that it is highly flexible. And let's go over something real quick when we wake up in the riverbank here. All right, so first you want to select your movement type. You want to use WSAD. Mouse is fun, but the thing is, if you're clicking around the mouse to move, and I'll show you how to change to the giant thing like I have here, so you can see it, because it's hard to see with being so dark. You want it WSAD, so you want to get used to keyboard mouse. Obviously, this is for PC, but I guess you could do keyboard mouse on some consoles now too. I guess if you have the hardware. So we're gonna do WSAD. All right, so you wake up
It'll take a better snare than that to catch me.
in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so let's go through this real quick. So, alright, so now we got this to move. So, notice how she follows the pointer wherever it is. That's going to be your direction of attack, a direction of rolls. So, space bar is the roll or dodge. Right? So, got it. Alright, so let's move over here.
We're the first ones. You're alive.
So you notice how wherever I'm pointing, that's where she's moving. All right, so touch this guy.
I'm glad to see another living soul. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, till that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead no more. I would appreciate it if you could...
Okay, so I got my bow.
Find the miller.
Alright,
This is like no sickness I've ever seen. Let's track down this miller.
inventory's eye on the keyboard, like usual. Drag and drop it in here. You can have 2 weapons. I only have 1 right now, and you can automatically swap by hitting the X button, right? So X, I have nothing in X, so we got the bow there. This is my life. This is my mana. Now, different from other games, that your life and mana, you can't have more than 1 of these. They automatically refill as you kill monsters, right? Or, like it says in the tooltip right here, you can right click to drink it, or you can just hit the 1 or 2 on the keyboard to drink it, right? One of the things I like to do is change my keyboard layout a little bit, make it a little easier. Alright, there's a couple things I don't like that are a little funky. We'll go over that in a second, but let's first do this. We're going to change our keyboard layout just a little bit. We're going to open it up. We're going to go to options. We're going to hit, that was escape. Then the options. You're going to go to input, and you're going to go down. Now, if you were to have clicked mouse earlier, you could just change it here. You hit this button and it toggles between it. Simple. Alright. One button that I like to do, because there is not, I don't like having to hit this portal button here all the time. If you played any ARPGs, town portal is a very important thing, and you're going to be doing it all the time. So I have it mapped out to key number 3. You basically just click in there, type in number 3, and it's done. Right, save. Alright, we're done. The interface, I do change it a little bit also. Now because of this build, only because of this build, because I'm going to be using later on, we're going to be using rapid shot, which makes a lot of noise. I mean, it is automatic, pretty much a machine gun, so you're going to be hearing that all the time. So I like to lower the sound effects a little bit. Of course, the music is off because who wants to get dinged, right? All right. You could either mute it while in background or not. It doesn't matter. This just simply means that if you lose focus of the game and do something else, it's just going to turn the sound off. But sometimes it's helpful to leave it on because monsters could still come at you, unless you hit pause or something. All right, so let's see. These things are all standard. You can turn them on and off as you like. It doesn't matter. Okay, show clock. I always like show clock, just because I like to know what time it is, and it puts it way down here at the bottom. So the next thing is the quest tracking. Here it is. It's on now. Now, because of the way that my screen is laid out, this thing will get huge. There'll be like a list here, and so now you've got a quarter of your screen here cut off, or 1/5 of your screen cut off, and you can't really see. It's always something in the way. So I just turn it off because right now there's really not a lot of quests anyway, so it doesn't matter. You're not going to be inundated with a ton of side quests or anything like that. It's not that kind of game. Okay, let's see. I haven't figured out what everything does here, but I do just click them on just to see if it changes anything. But here's the main thing here, the cursors. You want to change your default cursor to something big and easy to see. I like this big pink thing. I make it large, and wherever I go, I can see it, because as you will see, if you watch the earlier videos, you'll see how chaotic battle can get, with things exploding, flying across the screen, monsters running everywhere. You lose sight of this really easy, and if you lose sight of this, you can get killed pretty easy. And even with this, I still get killed because I lose sight of it. So, okay, so now we got our first bow. To fire, you just simply hold the left mouse button here because it's bound to it, right? So left mouse button, no action, bow shot, or punch. So it moves. It doesn't move. So you can also hold shift, and it will hold in place and fire. So We don't have anything else to put in here yet, but we're about to. So let's go look for something bad to kill. So we're playing at range. Nothing here yet.
Face me.
So I like to move while I'm firing, because if you're doing that, like in any ARPG, what's going to happen is you're a moving target and it's harder for them to hit you, right? That makes sense. And because the mouse is locked in on your target, it's a lot easier. Okay, here's our first item. We've got a quiver now. So two things control what your damage do: the bow itself and the quiver. Once you put that quiver in there, now I've got an additional 1 to 3 attack to damage, and let's take a look at what this looks like now. G is the skills button. This is my default skill right now. Let's open this little arrow here and open it up. Okay, so now, let's take this off for a second. Oh, I'll get to this in a minute. All right, so we'll look at this DPS here. 9.6 DPS, right? But if I put that on there, this is purely physical damage at this point. I put this on there. This is going to give me an additional 1 to 3 physical damage. Now it's 11 DPS, so that's good. It's a little better. All right. Everything, if magic items need to be identified, and in the very beginning, collect these things religiously. You'll go through probably, well, I guess depending on how many things you can find, but you could probably go through 100 of them before you reach the guy who's a hooded one, who is basically Deckard Cain in this game. He will identify all the items for you. Okay, so let's get out of there. We're about to come across our new skill. So you see how slow that is when I start firing? And I try to move how slow it is. But now I'm not, and it's moving quicker, so. What's over here? Now I'm going to get my first skill, Lightning Arrow. Now here's how the skills look. Okay, so
Another
let's
string
pick that
to
up.
the bow.
We're going to go into skill G for the skills. We're going to drag this over and drop it in there. Now we have it here. So now we're going to bind this skill gem to our bow shot. Now, bow shot by itself is the regular bow shot that does nothing else. So if we wanted to do lightning arrow damage, we have to use this. So we have to actually map that to lightning arrow, which I do. So now you're firing a lightning arrow.
Effective.
Right. But notice how quick my mana is going down? I don't have any mana yet, and I don't have anything to really do anything about it. Okay, so let's put this back to regular bow shot for now, and we're gonna map the arrow to the right mouse button, right? So right mouse button, left mouse button. So we have two different attacks there. Now, what I don't like about this game, and I'll tell you right now, is if you put a different weapon here, let's say if you want to do some kind of melee weapon in here, these do not switch. They stay the same, so you have to match some other button for the attack for that. I hope they'll fix it in the future, that, you know, it makes more sense that if you were to swap weapons, it swaps all your skills out too. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Okay, so let's go find something else. These checkpoints, they'll light up, and as you go by them, if I were to die, I'll show up near this checkpoint. Simple. Alright, we're gonna, oh, they're down here. If you notice here, the blue line, that's how far I've seen, so I'm gonna go a little further down. Now, the default key to look at the map is the tab key. But because the tab key is right next to the Q key, you don't want to be in the middle of a fight and hit Q to trigger something and wind up hitting the map instead. So now you've got this overlaid in front of you instead of actually seeing what's going on, which tends to get you killed. So what I did was here, as another thing, is in the keybinds, I changed this to shift tab. So you got to hold the shift down and the tab to get this look. All right. So another thing you might want to change is the actual map itself. Let's go back there. So you notice how clean this looks, right? It's very clean. Now, if you go, where is it? Interface. It's here somewhere. There we go. I like the auto center map. So if you look at the landscape around me is going to show up if I trigger this map. See, that's the landscape around me. But look at that. That is hard to see, especially if you were to trigger this by accident in the middle of a firefight. You're probably going to die. So I strip away that to show me just where I need to go, and I put the map transparency. I mean, you can turn it down, but I like it high because I like to be able to see where I'm going. Because sometimes, I mean, you can still walk here. I mean, see that the little blip here? That's me walking around. Right. I always zoom all the way out, but of course you can zoom however in you want. That's fine. Go ahead and close that. All right, so let's go this route. Is there anything here? No, nothing here. See, it ended. All right, let's close the map. Go take a look what's over here. No, nothing there either. Alright, now we're going to continue. Past the checkpoint. Now, this game does not hold your hand in the sense that it will kill you. It's brutal. So, you see that? When I hit it with the lightning arrow, it bounced to a different character as well. That's what it does. Let's take a look at what this skill actually does. So here it is. All right. If you hold your Alt key down, you can move around here and look and read things. All right. So it's an AOE attack. It's a projectile. It's lightning damage and it chains. So it finds the next nearest target and chains to it, which is a key point because when you're clearing mobs, chaining is what is going to vaporize the entire mobs for you, and that's why chaining works really well. Alright. Currently it's level 1. It uses 6 mana. I have 48, so my mana automatically replenishes based on how much intelligence I have. Attack speed is 90% of base. 90% of base of the weapon itself, I think. That's what it is, so. Alright, so let's go back to there. Okay, so it converts 40% of physical damage to lightning damage. And it cannot chain right now. I don't know why. Right. But when it does beam and it does convert, it converts 100% of physical to, I think it needs to be triggered, and I forget what the trigger is, but it does happen more often than not because you didn't see it just then. Alright. How far it goes, how many additional targets, and what the quality does. We'll talk about quality later on as we start finding stuff that actually we can apply quality. But for now, we don't have to do anything. Our default gear is going to be what we find, and we're always going to want to kind of upgrade and balance. And we want to use this as our guide of is a weapon good or bad. And we also want to use our character sheet if it's good or bad, because you want to see. Right now, these resistances aren't as important as later in endgame, but they do help you. I mean, it does add to your survivability. So, spirit is something you'll get later on. You'll get, I think, 90 spirit in the campaign by finding these mini bosses. And spirit gives you your buffs and other skills and stuff like that, your permanent buffs. And those are really cool to use. I'll tell you about those later when we come across those. Okay, so we start off with our strength is 7, dexterity 15, intelligence is 7. All right. Now, if you note, those 3 scores are will control what you can use. I mean, it's not here, this is not magic, so it's not really gonna. And these are white items, so they're not magical. But if you notice here, let's see, does it show you? Nope, this is default also. So at the moment, it doesn't use anything special. But others go, hey, get out of here.
Face me.
So other skills will. So you know that's a good thing. All right, so it hit me, and you notice my health is staying. Now, as you get items that have regeneration, and in your skill tree you can also get regeneration as well. So we're just gonna hit the number 1 there, and then come back to life. All right, let's go get some more bad guys, and then we'll level up. It's dodge. You don't want those guys to hit you. Alright. Scroll of Wisdom. That's that thing that's going to identify things for you. On average, every character I've started, when you finally get to the boss at this initial encounter, you're about 3rd level when you kill them. Because you kind of need that amount of damage and output to kill them. I'm sure people have done it on this level from there. They're much better players than me. And kudos to them. But I am not that dedicated. But the majority of it is simply getting out of the way. Wow, I'm a terrible shot. Chain that, there we go. Nice. Chain something here. Oh, we could chain these two. See, 2 for 1 there. Oh yeah. Chain what? Chain all 4 of them there. Ta-da! Okay. Now, oh, I got some boots. Cool. Is there anything here that's going to try to eat my face? Okay, nothing. Alright, let's talk about this. So here we have a skill point. We have a new skill point. This also, if you ever want to see what your quest is, you hit this high button and that tells you what your quest is, right? It shows you the map as well. Let's do this. We're going to hit that, and now we're in the skill tree. Okay. Your first look at the skill tree. Your first thing, every one of these dots is something. So as you can see, there is no reason why you can't. Ranger starts off here, Monk starts off here somewhere, and different classes start everywhere. But as you can see, they're all kind of linked together. So you can borrow from one side or the other side, and it doesn't really matter. It's what you want your build to be. And the way you respec in this game is just through gold. There is no respec entire button that refunds all your points. There's nothing like that. But there is basically point by point. So we'll get into that later on. We need to respec because you'll go to the hooded guy, aka Deckard Cain, and do refund passives. So he'll charge you an amount of gold to refund to the next passive, right? And then you can do something else. All right, so our first skill point, what we're going to do with it. Now, my philosophy is hit them hard and fast from range. So evasion rating. Now you have your armor, evasion, and your block. We're not going to be blocking because we don't have a shield. Evasion is our thing. We already have 6 evasion. Armor, those are for tanks. But I've seen people do videos on the 2 things. Armor, to get the armor mitigation way up, it's going to cost you way more armor points than simply to evade it. And later on, we're going to use evasion to even better because we're going to go, and I'll show you guys a little trick here. You can search here. So let's say if you want evasion, see how all these things are blinking now? Those are all the evasion nodes. Everything's evasion here. So most of our tree or a lot of our tree as here is evasion as the ranger, right? And the other thing that's us is elemental damage. So look at all that elemental damage here. I mean, this goes way out to here. If you saw my other video, you've seen my other build where I've got, stuff way over here and everything else. Now, obviously, it's going to take you a while to get here. If you want to go for an evasion build, go for the evasion. I mean, like I said, there's no permanent mess ups here. I mean, it's going to take you gold to refund it. And before long, you're going to have more gold than you can ever deal with. So you don't have to worry about the gold part. All right, but let's say if we're looking for something specific. Let's say if we want to increase our, I don't know, let's take a look at this. Let's see what we want to do. Here we go. Here's shock. Let's say if we want to do some more shock damage, right, or lightning damage, as they call it here. We're going to look for lightning. And now we see the nodes for lightning, right? Now lightning is not a focus of this build, but lightning does give you a lot of options. Are there other builds that have more lightning? Probably. Yeah, okay, we're not worried about those right now. All right, so what we would like to get to for evasion, and I've seen a video of a guy testing out evasion, is this node here, acrobatics. This is a really good thing. Now, you can't avoid area of effect stuff, but everything else, they can't touch you. It is really good. So I think on regular maps, once you get to this, you're going to be doing pretty good. So, I mean, to invest in this, and here's one of the first tools we're going to go over, and it's called Path of Building, right? You can download it at a website, and we're gonna go new build. Once I've loaded it, and here we are. Here's the skill tree, and I'm going to change this to a ranger. Okay, so here's the skill tree. Now here's the path. The fastest we can get to this node is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16th level. That's the fastest we can get to it. Obviously, we're not going to do that because that's just probably crazy. There are other ways to get to it. I mean, I kind of went down this route and then went over, right? So there's other ways to do it. There's many ways. There is no one way to do it, which is great about this. So let's get rid of that. Do I have to get rid of all this now? Yeah. All right. So I do not fully know how to use Path of Build, but it does give you some interesting things going on here. All right, so if you want to see what's going to happen to your skills before you actually commit to something, because you won't be able to refund them until after you rescue the guy that can actually refund them for you. All right, so at first level, this is what I am. I'm going to go with level 2. Let's see if they change anything. No. There we go. Now we're at level 2. All right. This is where we are. These are our resist and everything we have. It's pretty bad. All right, so if we put a projectile damage in here, let's see, is that going to show it to us? Items. Oh, we have a bow, huh? All right, let's do this. Hang on 1 second here. Okay, so now we're going to have to add our bow in here just so we can see what's going on. So we're going to go craft item. We went to the item screen, and now we're going to craft item. It's going to be normal. It's going to be a bow. And it's a crude, is that what it was? It was a crude bow. Crude bow, okay. So nothing special. I'm going to go back to Path of Building. Crude bow, there we go. There it is, the default bow. Now we're going to equip it. No ruins. Add to build, and there it is, our crude bow. Okay. Now it should pop up here. Here's a calc screen. Yeah, it's a very complicated program, but it apparently gives you a lot of data. So let's do this. Effective DPS. You know what? It's in here somewhere. Let's see where it is. Okay, you know, we're kind of getting in the weeds in here, aren't we? All right, let's see. Okay, we're going to come back to that later. All right, so now we're going to go in here, and of course you could zoom by using the mouse wheel. All right, we're going to go with projectiles damage because we're going to do more damage. Now, as a tip, you can hit the shift key here. I don't know what that would be on console. And you hover over it, it will show you what giving a point in this will do. This would change my evasion from 33 to 49, and my percentage from 6 to 20%. All right. Projectile damage is going to go from 11 to 13 damage with the bow shot, and for the lightning arrow, it's going to go from 9 to 10.21. So we want to go full damage. We're going to go with that. Confirm to apply the passive. Alright, we hit space bar, we go back to the main. Space bar will get you out of just about any screen. So. Now you notice we're moving really slow. Oh, we're near that guy already? Okay. Alright. So the big boss is up there. If we go up there, we're gonna die, and that's okay because we don't really have anything to fight him with, and we can't really fight him. But because we have looked everywhere, right? And I'm gonna use my arrow keys on my keyboard to pan here. Yeah, looks like we've gotten everything but here. Alright, so let's get out of there. Let's go die horribly. Alright, so dodge. Dodge. Oops. Wrong way. Check thing. Right. Do the arrow there. Dodge. There we go. So, good thing he telegraphs a lot. Most of the bosses do, so it's easy.
No mana.
I'm out of mana. Alright, hit button number 2 to get a little more mana. Oh, damn it, he almost killed me. I almost want him to kill me, because it allowed me to redo the beach scene again to get more. Now, I am not going to. Oh, I killed him. Alright, well. At second level. I must have just gotten better. Okay, so we're going to save these things. We can't use them because we need to identify them, but we can identify them by using this. So, the inventory for this game is shared across all your characters.
Please come and...
So, the advantage of having a higher level character is that you can always gear lower new characters as you go along. And of course you have access to all the gold and
this place
everything else too.
Desperation. Best be careful who I trust.
Yeah, I bet. Alright, so let's right click on this and we're gonna find out what that does. Right click to the next one. And the next one. These things drop all the time, so it's boots to add 15 to my evasion, so that's good. So let's take a look at this. Let's go to the character sheet. My evasion is 6%, which is 33 right now. Let's see what that changes it to. And this is how you can tell if an item is good or bad, right? Because you know this is boots does evasion. Let's see, so yeah, so it's adding 19 to my evasion at that point. See that changing? That's what I do to see if items are worth it or not. Obviously, these are our first items, so they're all going to be fine. Oh, that added a bit to our evasion there too. This gives us, if you hold the alt down, I'm going to show you more again. This message here, that's just the people texting about trading and stuff, and you can ignore them. Alright. Gives me 25 armor. I have none right now. 16 energy shield, which is a good metric to have later on. There's several different philosophies, if you want to think of it that way. The energy shield build is one of them, and basically the energy shield takes damage before your health does. That's how that works. Okay. So it's kind of, if you want to think of it in D&D terms, it's temp hit points. All right. This has physical thorns damage, so if something hits me, it gets damaged 1 to 3 points, right? There we go. It takes, and I plus have cold resistance, so let's take a look at that. So my cold resistance should go up a little bit. There it is, at 15. Look at that. What's it doing there? My energy shield now it's active. See it charging at a blue line there? It's charging. Now, some of these also, the armor also gives you different things. Some armors will give you like, we can put this in our pack. I don't think, are we strong enough to use that? I think we're strong enough to do that. Alright, good. So, And I guess we could use, there we go, the mice strike. So we use the middle, it automatically mapped it to the middle button, which is this thing. This is considered a mace, even though it's a great club, right? I don't know why. Alright, let's talk to this
Friendly's
guy.
the name. You're skilled with the violence, if what you did out there in the riverbanks is any sign. Another refugee from the Count's justice, I take it. Well, have no fear. This place is something of a hideaway for many of us now, and we could sorely use your skills in these dark times.
Dark times.
I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense.
Ooh, my first uncut skill
There's a
gem.
beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the felling. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it, we'd be indebted to you.
Let's accept the quest. Okay, we accepted the quest. Now we can buy or sell items from this
Take a
guy.
look.
We've got, well, obviously, because I have played a while, I would have lots of gold, but I'm going to pretend I don't, right? So I probably can't afford these things because they're way too expensive for me to do anything with right now. Okay. There's some features I want to show you in this. For instance, when you're here, let's say, all right, so let's say if we're looking to create our build, because we want to keep in mind our build all the time, right? So let's say if we want to do more lightning damage, right? So let's say we know that accuracy is important because that's how often we hit the target. But we're interested in lightning damage, right? And we don't know if anything these do lightning damage. There's a whole page of them. So, but for it, just an example, let's say if we're doing physical damage, right? We're looking for physical damage, right? Instead of hovering like this over each one and reading each one, I could just type in physical. Right. Well, that was a poor example. Well, now it showed everyone it did. Okay. Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to do increase. Increase physical. Now it highlights only the weapons that do increased physical damage, right? So there we go. We've got 3 of them. Now another important thing is this metric here. To all levels of projectile skills. Now that's very important because this adds 2 levels. So that basically changes your skill 2 levels higher. We're going to switch back to, oops, we're going to switch back to that. All right, so it changes it 2 levels higher. Okay. So this goes from level 1 to level 3 if you were to use that weapon, right? So that would obviously make it more powerful. All right. Okay, we have our first uncut skill gem. So this is how you get more skills. They drop all the time. By the time you get to 50th level, you're going to have a lot of them. So don't worry
Tools of
about
the
them too much.
forge
Finding
turned
them,
tools of
they're going to be
war.
everywhere.
These are dangerous times.
Don't make the mistake I did of buying them for gold and orbs and whatnot in the beginning when I had no idea how much these things were going to be in my inventory later on, because now I've got so many of them, I don't even know what to do with them. You can't even use them all. You could probably sell them for gold, like 1 gold. All right. So let's right click on it. It's going to bring up the skill menu. Now, these are all the different skills that are associated with the bow, right? Obviously, these are higher skill levels. We can't do these yet. So we already have. It'll tell you what you already have, or what you don't qualify for. So, lightning arrow is what we already have. Now, lightning arrow synergizes with lightning rod. What lightning rod does, it puts down a number of lightning rods on the ground. So when you fire a lightning arrow, it brings down lightning bolts into the area and destroys everything in there. So we're going to purchase that. We're going to engrave it. and that drops it into our inventory. We'll pull up the G for the skills. We'll drop it in there. Oh, lightning rod. Okay, so now we're gonna fidget with this. All right, we still don't have a lot of mana. I mean, we need more mana to really pump this thing up. But for now, we're gonna map lightning arrow to here. No, we'll leave lightning arrow there because we're gonna fire an arrow. So we're gonna map lightning arrow to lightning rod to Q. So when we hit the Q key, it's gonna drop lightning rods wherever we point to. Now these are support gem slots, and you get 2 of them to start with, but you could buy more with orbs. So let's, of course, use our waypoint system. Go anywhere you want. If you're the well to fill up your stuff. There we go. Let's talk to Una, who's gonna give us another
Welcome
quest.
to the camp of the lost, stranger. We survive, but we do not live. I am Una. All this began the night Count Gino took his most loyal men into the Grellwood. After he returned, a madness grew in him. Something happened out there. Please, I beg of you, travel into the forest and begin your search. I fear this land's sickness will only deepen unless we do something.
Okay. Now she disenchants items and she also sells
These are
magic
just
items.
some odds and ends of mine.
Same idea. You can type in something here that you're looking for. Rings will help you a lot. Let's say if I want to do more physical damage. So it's gonna add physical damage to attack. So alright, there we go. So highlight the item that does that for me. I do not have enough gold for this as a 2nd level character, so I will not be buying that, even though I would
A
like to.
songbird makes for easy prey.
Alright,
She'd best watch
reforging
her
bench,
back.
you're not going to see that until later on. You got to beat a certain guy to actually get to it, and that's in like the 3rd act. So salvage bench, same thing. You won't see this until later on. I don't remember. I don't think that's initially it. That may be wrong. Let me know in the comments. Alright, so Finn is another
Roy, it's you!
vendor.
The mysterious woman in the forest. We've never officially met, but you've certainly given me quite the fright a time or two.
Alright. So if you hover over your bar here, I'm 22% into level 2. The next one, 1760 XP to get to level 3. In the beginning, it levels very fast,
then.
but
At
it's
least
a
he's honest
sliding
about being
scale
a
that as
liar.
you go down, as you go higher up, it's going to take more and more XP to get to the next level. All right, that's just another player. All right, so here's my stash. Okay, do yourself a favor if you can afford it. The game gives you 6 tabs to start with. You can buy a tab bundle, and those just give you more. I don't know why this guy wants to trade, but I'm not going to trade with him right now. There's nothing to trade. Alright, okay. So here we go. Here's the gems I was talking about. So look at these. These are just collected from drops. I didn't buy these. They're just showing up. These are the spent ones, the used ones. And you just get them consistently throughout the game. And you're just never going to run out of them. So I don't buy them. Don't worry about buying them. All right, so we got that much. So this is what we got. We got these boots. We got a hat. We got. All right, we're gonna go out and we're gonna go deal with these monsters. Okay. Over here. Lightning rod.
Fury!
Oh, I guess we didn't have to do lightning rod for that guy. He was a bit just by himself. Jeez, that's one shot at him. This is really tough. she was really tough. Over here. So if you notice, I do the lightning rods first, and then I hit them with the lightning arrow afterwards. That synergizes well and boosts the damage. I'm gonna get stuck in there again. Alright, what we got here? Oh, oh. Right. Kill everything at range. Resurrecting them. Did we kill her off? I think we did. Alright, well, let's. Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna map these back to our. What I normally do is lightning arrow here, and I'm gonna do lightning rod there. So my rotation is gonna be Q, or it's gonna be right arrow and then attack. Right arrow, attack. That makes sense. Right key, right mouse, then attack. So, ooh, a better robe. Let's take a look at that. See if it's any better. We're gonna take a look at that. Lightning resistance. That's gonna give us a little something. And if you hold the shift key down, it tells you what it is. So you have cold resistance now. You can swap it with that. Higher energy shield, more armor, and thorns. I do like thorns because if anything gets close enough to hit me, it's actually going to get damaged. So I'm going to keep that. We're just going to keep it in here for now. Alright. I don't think we can use the... No. The Great Club is a two-handed weapon. Alright. Come on.
Prepare yourself.
There we go. Fine. Nope. Boom. There's a boss up here. I mean, of course you don't know this, but we're going to find the boss later on. But for now, we're gonna move slowly.
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal.
Yeah,
Deal with them as you see fit, but bring their bodies back to the manor.
The Count has become insane, as you can see. You know, I actually work with people like that, so I understand the madness. Oh, and see, they just dropped. Oh, by the way, what you noticed there, that was an add-on that I have, and it's called, let's see, what it's called. Here it is. It's a loot filter, and so I have it on soft, which basically shows everything right now. But I will put the link in the description of where this is, and there's full videos of how to install it. But basically, this lets you see everything because you really want it to point things out for you. Always trigger the checkpoint in case you croak. Get out of that business. Some more stuff. Oh, louder than there. Oh, another cripple. Oh, that almost got me.
I don't have enough mana.
Running out of mana. That's quite common in the very beginning. What's this quiver look like compared to what I have? I got the exact same quiver. That's okay. I'll sell it for some gold. You could buy bigger flasks later on or find them. People say that in general, find the flasks, don't buy them in the beginning or even at the end, because you're going to find better flasks than what's available for sale.
Charged arrow.
I have a lesser mana flask. Okay, good. So if you notice, let's take a look here. I'm going to pause the game by hitting the P key, which brings up the passive skills map. I'm going to go to the character sheet and let's identify that. So right now we're getting 50 mana. This is a white flask, 50 mana for every 2 seconds. But this is a magical one, so we're going to open that up. And what do we got here? Okay, so this one increases the recovery rate, reduces the charge usage, so it's actually good. But if we swap it out right now, we will have 0 mana because it doesn't automatically fill. So we're going to wait till we get back in town, or we're just not going to have any mana, so we don't want to do that. Here's another uncut skill gem. At this point, we can get a different skill. We can add a new skill if we want. Now, you are not limited to skills for your weapon. You can use skills for anything you want, as long as you qualify for them. We're going to go look at the others. Now, a lot of these aren't available yet because this is early release. So, like, there's no spear skills. So, no dagger, a few quarterstaff, but you need a weapon with that. Oh, we do have the two-handed guy. Let's do that. So we're going to switch to that. So let's go with that. Let's see. Now, if we go to Mace, here it is. We could use. We now can put a point in one of these skills if we want to use them, but we're not going to. We don't have a crossbow yet. We will get one, and then we're going to switch to crossbow later on for our weapons. In the beginning, we're going to go with AP rounds. Armor piercing is really good. And then we're going to go... We're going to continue that. We're going to keep raising this until we can get the rapid shot. And then we're going to go pretty much from there. So, alright, this is the same build I'm using now as at the end game. So I know this build pretty well. And yes, there are better ways and more optimized ways to do what I'm doing. And if you know what they are, let me know. If you got some tips for me to improve, make it better, that's great. You can also click on the All Gems, which will give you the entire thing that you can use right now. And for all the classes that are available. Alright, so let's not worry about that right now. So. Hear that? That's the boss.
Charged arrow.
Now, we don't have enough to kill her yet. I don't think we can right now. No, it's got me. That bone spell she uses is horrible. Does a lot of damage. So we're getting close to the next level, which is good.
Is no stroke of fortune.
Okay, we got a new orb. Orb of transformation. Let's see what that does. We're gonna go over here when there's no monsters. We're gonna pull this up. Take a look at that. Okay, we got an orb of transmutation. Our first orb. This is exciting. All right, it upgrades a normal item to a magic item with 1 modifier. Now we have a crude bow. Now this is a white item, meaning it's not magic at this point. We also have a broadhead quiver, which is also non-magic. So we have our robe is magic, our hood is magic. What we can do is apply, if you right click on it, it'll highlight the things you can apply it to. See, I can apply it to the shield, to that, to that, to that, right? So, see that? Or to my boots. Now, I kind of want to apply it to the boots because if we get movement speed, that'd be really good for us. But it's a gamble. Like I said, the crafting in this game is simply gambling. So we can either wait for something better or we could try to do it now. I think it's worth it because usually the items you can get on boots aren't too bad. I'm going to show you a website right now, and let's do this real quick. We're going to go to the Path of Exile 2 database. All right, so I'm going to put all these links in the thing. All right, so we're going to go look. We're going to look for our armor. We're going to go boots. All right. All right, we're going to put items. Where is it? Items. I just want regular items. What am I doing here? What did I do? Why didn't that give me the regular items? That's weird. Ah, here we are. Okay, so modifiers, that's what we're looking for. Modifiers, boots. All right, these are the different things that can come on the weapons and tool and for the magic items. So let's see what we got here. Okay, once you click into one of the modifiers, you'll see the actual item itself. So let's go find out boots here. Boots. All right, so you can have three prefixes and 3 suffixes, right? So I believe the First Orb here gives you a prefix. So it may give you a suffix. I don't know. I'm not quite sure which one it does. Does it tell us in the tooltip? Items: gray, magic, blue, rare is yellow, unique is brown. All right. Okay, magic items can have 2 modifiers, a prefix and a suffix. Rare items can have the 6. Alright, so it's going to either give you one or it doesn't matter. Alright, so you're not quite sure which one you get. But the one we want is the speed modifier. But here's the prefixes that can pop up on the boots. Here's the suffix that can pop up on the boots, right? And so the one we want is the movement speed right there. These are percentages, I believe, that tell you how often it can actually pop up. I'm not quite 100% sure. All right, so let's go back. We're going to try for the... So let's do it on here for now because we're moving... Okay, monsters aren't moving that fast, so we're gonna use it on our bow. Or we could try and find a better bow and just save this for later. So let's just save it for now. We're gonna try and hunt some more monsters. Because, I mean, we might find a good bow in a moment. Who knows? I hear the bad guy.
Storming arrow!
Yeah, that's pretty good. What's this locker? Gold and scroll. Well, here's the bad guy. We're gonna leave her there for now. I'm going to wait for our mana to build up a little bit before we continue on. Now we've found the other checkpoint that goes into the woods. Now, for this kind of thing, because the waypoints are tied to it, what I like to do when I find this is just go into it for a little bit, not far, and just activate the waypoint. So we're at the checkpoint. Now we're going to look for the waypoint.
The Growlwood feels darker
Something's
somehow.
probably going to jump on us. Oh,
It is no longer the home I once knew.
Can we get... Oh, jeez. Where is this waypoint? Oh, that's nasty. Jeez, that guy. Alright. Alright. I'm not gonna get this place pretty easy, apparently. Alright, we're gonna deal with that later. Alright, let's go back there. Until we're stronger, because those things are nasty. Alright. Oh, that's right. We got our next point. Let's do that. We got our next point. So, all right, we got a point in damage. All right, we did that already. So now we can go. Either we can increase our projectile damage, and we'll do the shift again to show us. It's going to go from 14 to 15, or from 10 to 10.77. All right, because we are getting beat up pretty bad here, I'm going to go for the evasion. We're going to add to our evasion. That's going to make us a little harder to hit. Let's activate that first node there. Now we can always come back and change these. Like say if you come across some specific thing that you want to deal with, you need to change things around, or a piece of equipment that you need to use and you got to move things around. That's what you do with the respec. Whoa, just casting it. Not doing that. Yeah, you keep that massive for yourself. Actually, can I put the club here? Oh yeah. Alright, let's do that. Now, the skill tied to whatever button you do will automatically switch to that weapon. So I've got it now so that if something comes close to me, I'm going to whack it. There's something there. There we go. Q button. It's nothing quite like taking a cricket bat to something.
Return to the earth.
Oh, we found the other one. And the waypoint. Yes, finally. All right, this is this waypoint, so we go back to it later on. It'll show up on the map. Now, if you hit the U, this is what that's showing up. So here we are. This is town. Here's the map. Cliff Hill. That's where we were originally. Town. Here's the thing that we just triggered. This is down underneath the ground, and so on and so on. Okay. Alright. Twig focus, that's for a witch. We're not a witch, so. Do we just not have regeneration? We don't, huh? Let's go to C for our character sheet, and under life, no regeneration. It would show up here if we had any kind of regeneration. I guess we just don't have it yet. That's okay. We're gonna go and beat up yeah. Wicked bad for the win. Yeah, I'm really gonna spice. Rebuild our health here. Don't remember this map being so slow. I mean, I guess we are really low level, so we can't really exactly run around pounding on things. Oh, we got another piece of armor. Let's put that on. Let's use that. Doesn't do a lot. Gives a couple of shield there. 16 and 25. That's not bad. Okay. We're still not strong enough to fight her. But we're gonna farm her later once we get stronger. I think we've done everything we can here, except for go deal with her. All right, let's sell off. Let's go sell off some stuff. 3, so you can open the portal. No, we already know what things are. I think. I don't think we need to. Yeah, we don't really. Alright, so we're gonna go and. Alright, we're gonna swap out this to give us more mana. We're gonna swap that out. Now we're gonna refill it. Gonna go to Finn.
None of it's junk.
Sell some
Trust
stuff.
me. Sure, I'll take it off your hands.
22. Now, identifying stuff makes it more valuable. If you don't identify it and sell it to them, you're going to get less money for it. All right, so 27, 3,
Guess I can help move that for you.
30, and 3. All right, so that was, what, about 50 gold, 60 gold? Not enough to buy that yet. All right, so we're going to try to do it that way. All right, so
Later.
we can get this either. Let's put it on. We're gonna. I mean, this is gonna use more mana. This is a poison shot. It's not bad. Escape shot's good. I haven't used it a lot. Basically, it fires a shot and then moves you away a little bit. And as you get used to using these, of course, that's when you can die because you're not quite used to using it yet. Is that not what I thought escape shot was? Oh, if you hover over, if you click
Use
it,
escape shot
it tells
to
you what
jump
it does.
backwards and shoot an
Yeah,
explosion
it
of
does.
ice.
Okay, there it is. So
This skill is very effective for freezing enemies, but deals low damage. Use escape shot.
So any of these, if you highlight them and you can available, it's going to tell you what they're
Poison burst arrow explodes to cover enemies in poison. You can only have one
Nice.
stack of poison on each enemy, so there is no reason to hit enemies multiple times with this skill, except to refresh the timer.
Oh, okay.
Poison burst arrow explode.
That may actually help us take her down. So let's do that. Let's do. We'll bind that to the E key. What am I doing? The E key, and then we're going to drag that skill over and drop it. Or we could either click on it and mount it that way. Either way works. So, okay. So E key is that. That's that. We've got our inventory cleared out. We don't want to deal with that right now. Let's go back. Now, if you leave the map, this will stay open about anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes before it closes automatically and you'll have to go back. So, you can either use the the waypoint at that point, or go back to try. So let's go kill her. Let's see if we can. Now I fought this boss many times already, so I already know what she's gonna do. But we could try this. No, I didn't hit her. She's not there. No. No. Oh, I hit her.
Fury!
Oh, twice already. There she is.
Out of mana.
A lot of mana. Alright. Let's hit it with the poison arrow. Oh, she didn't like that. Alright, you know what? We're gonna have to hit her with something. She's gonna summon a bunch of little wolves here. I have to deal with these guys. Over here. Hit her. Keep moving. We're still hitting there. Gotta get some help here. Roll out of the way. Move over here on this side. She's gaining her shield back. See that? So we'll probably die hard if we go in here with her. So. We can't kill her quicker. We can't do enough damage to her yet, so. There she is. Pop another one in. Still heading there. Right now, map that there.
It's hell. So well. It's hell.
The great thing about bow, you can still shoot off screen. There it is, hit her. We can do a little longer. Over here and pass her up to the other side. Almost dead. Gotta get her back now. Oh, finally. Okay, so we're gonna get our first few skill points. First boon, actually. Ooh, a nice smithing hammer robe. All right, so we got our first permanent buff. It's going to give us cold resistance 10 permanently. All right, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so here we are. Headed to Winter Wolf. 10. All right, now we have cold resistance of 0 right now, or 15 right now. 25 permanent. All right, now let's see if we can use any of this stuff. Don't waste these scrolls on things you're not going to use. Like, for instance, I mean, you still want to identify it because you're going to get some gold for it. But is that the exact same thing? That is the exact same thing. No, this one has a little more. No, a little more thorn, but doesn't have a shield. Got it. All right, this has nothing. Intelligence and life. That has mana and cold resistance. Since we want more mana at this point. So dexterity, that's good for us. That's going to raise our evasion. Okay, so I'm going to put on these dexterity gloves and watch this evasion go up. So let's take a look at that. Did it not go up? I thought it was evasion. I'm losing my mind here. Evasion. Oh, that's accuracy. Sorry. Yeah, dexterity goes towards accuracy rating, not evasion. It's counted towards evasion that you can use it. Evasion equipment, that's what it means. Alright, so that didn't do much for that, but it did give us a little extra. Alright, so Dex is good. Alright. We're more accurate now. We're going to go back to town and we're going to sell these things off. And then we're going to farm her. And then we're going to do that for a while. Until we get up to 5th level or whatever you want to do. Alright, so let's go back and...
Hello. Who knows what prizes await?
Alright, so we're going to identify this. So see how it's 40 now? I'm going to identify it, and now it's worth 172.
Not bad.
Let's sell that stuff. Alright, so now we probably have enough for this crossbow. Now he's a gamble vendor. Basically, he will sell you whatever he has, but you don't know what it's going to be. It could be magic, it might not be magic. This guy sells you stuff, but you can actually tell what it is.
Like?
So this is actually cheaper. See these sockets? You could put runes in there once you find them, and it will increase your weapons and damage and stuff like that. So 196. This is a magical bow. This is actually not bad. So this physical damage is 11 to for 91. 7 to 11 versus our, if you hit the shift key, 9, 6 to 9. Okay, so that's much better than what we have. Look at the attacks per second. 1.29 attacks per second and 711. 1.29. So this is slightly faster, and it comes with sockets, so it's even better. But it's 196 versus 91 gold. We could also put these sockets in later, but we need to find orbs to create the sockets. 196 is not bad, but that's going to put most of our gold. Let's do this for now. Let's find this guy.
One of my finest.
Now let's see what that's going to do for our DPS. We're going to go back to the skills. Here, let's take a look. So 14 for DPS and 10 for the lightning arrow. Let's see what it does. 17 and 11. Okay, that's a little better. Now we could just sell the Spectacles guy. Right. Oh, you already replaced it. Interesting. Alright. That was what, 91 gold? We probably still have 100 gold left or so. Do you want to buy anything? No, right now. But what we do need is to identify. So we're going to go to her.
Sorry,
and we're going to buy the identified scrolls. They're 25 each, so
what do you think?
We could probably only afford maybe 3 or 4 of them. Okay, we got 3 of them.
Bye.
Okay, so now she's dead. Now this is how you farm. So you can farm from the very beginning. Click on the waypoint. This is the waypoint where she is. You hold down the control key, you hit click, and now you're going to do a new instance for that. What that does is it resets the zone and brings it back to life. And now you are ready to farm her. You can go through and kill all these guys too.
Return to the earth.
We're a little stronger now. Now, as you gain levels, the experience you get will be less and less, obviously. So, right now, all right, if it's level to level with you, you should be getting 100%. And then it goes down from there. There's a chart actually around somewhere, floating around. Somebody made a chart. And if you go over 5 levels, basically, you're really not going to get anything for doing that map. So right now, this map is... What level is this map? This map is 2nd level, and we are 3rd level. So yeah, we're getting at least 75 or 80% of the XP that we should be getting. Two of these.
I need more mana.
Making me work for it. Oh. Adds. We got a new orb. Orb augmentation. Augments a magic item with a new random modifier. Oh, let's see. We got. Oh, we don't want that. We want to do our bow. All right. Okay. Let's see. Interesting. Oh, I just realized that, well, hang on a second here. I just realized that I was capturing only only the game screen. Sorry about that. But here's what the website looks like. So the first one we looked at was the name randomizer. This is the trade site. I'm going to put all these links in the video itself. This is the database. We're looking at what modifiers were available to us, right? So here's the movement speed for the boots and other modifiers. Path of building, that's that piece of software I was talking about, how to build things with it. This website shows you builds that people have already done. A lot of these are a mix. It's a mix of starter builds and cheap builds, expensive builds, whatever you want. Of course, lastly, there's YouTube channels that has all kinds of stuff in there. All right, let's get back to the game. All right, so now we're going to continue farming. We're going to, let's see, we've made that magic. We've got something in there already. Let's make this magic. Let's see what we can do to our quiver, right? So we're going to augment it to a magic item. So now we've added lightning damage as well. So that's good. Let's see if we add it again. Here's our bow is magic, so we're going to add it to our bow. So now, you don't actually have to take them out. I just did. It doesn't matter. So we can give it a new random. So now it applied to critical, which we don't really care about critical, so it's kind of a waste of an orb in my eyes. So let's see what we did for damage-wise. So now look, we've changed this, and it changed it to 21 now. See, 14. It was 11 and 17 or something. Now because we added the lightning damage, it's even more damage. So now our DPS is a little higher. Let's go find some bad guys. And we're going to get that a little quicker. Alright, we're going to get to her in a second. Move. Yeah, so we killed her in 2 shots. And we couldn't kill her in 3 or 4 last time. So that little bit has helped. Now, we're back to her. Running out of mana. Where is she? There she is. Get her a little poison arrow. Shock these wolves that are near us. Get out of there. It's almost dead. Where is she? Ah, we got her. We killed her and we went up a level. Excellent. Now that's how you farm her. Now we're going to go back to town. Identify and sell everything off and repeat. And we're going to keep doing this until we build up enough level that I like to go, like I said, so I'm not getting enough XP at that point. So another 3 or 4 levels and then we should be fine. We could probably stop and we'll continue onward because you really want to build up your character to be stronger before you go to the next part. Of course, you could try to rush through the whole thing if you want and you'll just die more. So however you like to do, play your game the way you like to do it, but that's the way I like to do it. All right, so this is the from 0 to hero build video, and this is the first video, and we'll come back with the next segment is going to talk about a little more of the build and how far I've come along after I'm about 5th level or so. And that goes pretty fast, maybe 5th or 10th, depending on where I want to do this. All right, thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to put all the links in there so you can watch them later on. But thank you very much. Bye.